Monster Jam is an experience like no other. A phenomenon that is trending across the world. Born from raw power. Driven by fearless competitors. Strength is measured in horsepower. And emotions that are pushed to their edge. But the true force, the spark that ignites it all, is you, the fans.
You are the roar that pushes us to drive harder.
And go higher.
We need your energy.
So get up. Get loud.
Every clap.
Every cheer.
This is your house.
This is your moment.
We can feel it.
We can hear you.
Baltimore, are you ready?
I said, are you ready?
Baltimore.
Are you ready for Monster Jam?
Baltimore, this is Monster Jam.
Baltimore, it is now time for the very first competition of the event, JCB Racing. Our 8 Monster Jam superstars have been seated into an order based on a random draw. Whoever can get around this track the fastest will claim the racing win and the first 8 points of the event. So I got one question, Baltimore, to get this thing kicked off. Who's ready for JCB Racing?
First to the line, make some noise for Logan Ashline in a Sparkle Smash. Now don't let the glitter fool you, Baltimore. This girl came determined to win, kicking off the JCB Racing. Let's go green. Ashline in a Sparkle Smash. Now don't let the glitter fool you, Baltimore. This girl came determined to win, kicking off the JCB Racing. Let's go green. What we'll do in a few moments is keep our eyes on the Monster Jam Racing lights. Now, we use those lights to communicate with our Monster Jam drivers, and each color does communicate a specific action to each driver. Now, what we'll see when we begin the race, of course, we know it well. Maybe you've raced your siblings before. On your mark, get set, go. You guys know that. That's exactly what those lights are communicating. You're going to see that first set of amber lights. That means for them to pull to that line. That second set, for them to fire that truck. And of course, we know what that green light means. Now, if you watch our tech officials, they will cue that Monster Jam driver in an instance where those lights don't work. But you see those lights right now. John Zimmer Jr. is looking at the same thing. Can he pull off a faster time than yesterday? Let's go racing! The time for John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity is a 10.7. Waiting on that official time there from Sparkle Smash, but it does look like John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity coming in with that time of a 10.7. Third truck pulled to the line here in the JCB Racing Competition. I think it's time to clear that tarmac. Baltimore, make some noise for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. Now you see those racing lights. Montana Robbins proven to be a fantastic racer, looking for that second JCB Racing win of the season here. Right in Baltimore would actually be that win. Gonna do it. The time for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy is a 10.1. Monster Jam fans, it is a 10.4. My mistake, we've got a 10.414 for Montana Robbins in a Plain Crazy. But that is the fastest time so far. He takes the lead there with the fastest time. Next driver pulls to the line. Make some noise for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Fourth truck to go here in freestyle. Kristen Anderson looking to do better than her personal best yesterday, coming in with a time of 11.8. Can she do it? For Kristen Anderson in a Gravedigger is 11.509. Check out that leaderboard. Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy, holding out that top spot with the fastest time at 10.424. Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger secures her spot currently in that third place with a time of 11.509. Time to get those Toro horns in the air. Make some noise for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco. Now, MJ Solorio in our practice rounds came out with the fastest time. Can he do it? Right now, looking for a time faster than a 10.4. Let's go racing! Monster Jam fans, we do have our official Monster Jam timing system, and of course, we've got an expert backup system as well. I am getting word that time will be adjusted for El Toro Loco. The official race lap time for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco is a 10.650. 4 trucks have gone here in the JCB Racing Competition, and as that competitive edge gets hotter and hotter, so does that 8 points. Each one of them wanting the 8 points at the end of that finish line, but only given to the fastest truck on the track. Next up, he's got one of the best racing records. Make some noise for Cody Saucier in Dragon. 4 JCB Racing wins under his belt already so far, so early into the season. Clearly defines him as the excellent racer that he is. But today, can he do better than a 10.4? He's done it, Baltimore, a 10.223. That is the new time to beat. Cody Saucier in Dragon looking to take back that reputation of being the fastest guy on the series. We'll see if he can hang on to that fastest time as 3 more competitors still need to race. Next up, pulled to the line. Put your hands together for John Zimmer in Megalodon. John Zimmer in Megalodon is the veteran, the seasoned driver on the series. He's got the most seat time, and this might be the competition where you can see it best. We'll watch him control that track, but can he do it quick? The time for John Zimmer in Megalodon. Getting a little fancy at that finish line, 11.345. Megalodon, John Zimmer secures his spot in 5th place currently with that time of 11.345. Next up, Monster Jam fans, it's time to get loud for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Triton Robbins in Crazy Train pulls to the line here in the racing competition. Last season, 2025, Triton Robbins really identified himself as a force to be reckoned with and big competition in the JCB Racing. Can he do it again? Let's find out. The time for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train is a 10.880, a fast racing pass, but right now that puts him in that 5th place spot. You can see Megalodon bumped down to 6th right now with Dragon. Cody Saucier still in the lead with the fastest time. But here at Monster Jam, truly all these moments are unpredictable. I'm getting an update with Sparkle Smash. It was not recorded an official time, so we will rerun that race. We're welcoming her back to the starting line. Baltimore, help me out. Make some noise for Logan Ashline in a Sparkle Smash. Now, this could be a moment where some people think an advantage, some people think a disadvantage, but right now, she's full force. Let's go green. The time for Logan Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash is a 12.094. That time comes from our official Monster Jam timing system. But with 8 trucks having raced, that means your winner of the JCB Racing Competition, Cody Saucier in Dragon. Cody Saucier in Dragon reclaims his racing win. Back on that momentum. This is now racing win number 5 of this series. He's claimed the first 8 points and, of course, that top spot on the leaderboard. Cody Saucier puts that target right back on his back. But he's proven he's got the fastest truck out on the track. Baltimore, one more time, Cody Saucier in Dragon.
Okay, so you're back on the pod where we're used to seeing you after racing. Took a little bit of a hit yesterday, and now you're back taking the racing win. What did you adjust to get the win today?
Man, yesterday it was just not my day. I'll be totally honest with you. We were fighting a good fight, but new truck comes with new gremlins. I pride myself on racing, and I let myself down. My boy, John Zimmer Jr., that kid can wheel, man. Everybody out here can wheel, but that kid, holy moly, I got my work cut out for me. But Baltimore, this is the best start for racing. I'm having a blast. BKT tires are hooking up just right out here. You guys having fun or what?
So you made some adjustment today. Seems like a better day. What do you got left for us in the rest of the competitions? How's the dirt holding up? How's New Dragon holding up?
Man, so far, so good. I screwed up yesterday right here in this heel. I was trying to get a big old wheelie. My foot slipped off the throttle pedal. There is no excuse. I got to duct tape that sucker to the throttle pedal today to get that W for skills. But, man, we got 4 big old BKT tires, and you're telling me all we got to use is 2? Again, my boy John Zimmer is awesome at this, but I'm going to do him proud today, buddy. Let's have fun, Baltimore. Let's go!
Let's have some fun. Cody Saucier, Dragon.
First to the track. Make some noise for Logan Ashline in a Sparkle Smash. Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash, fairly new to the Monster Jam family, but this girl's fearless. Let's see what she's got. One attempt down for Logan Ashline and still 1 attempt remaining. Let's see her. She's going to feel out the track, look for that sweet spot, and see which part of that pod is calling her name.
Appreciate the popper. Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. JudgesZone.com, Baltimore scoring is open.
Only at Monster Jam can you see a 12,000-pound unicorn do that. Baltimore, what'd you think? All right, first to go in the 2-wheel skills competition, and judging by the sound of it, you guys liked what you saw, but you heard Carlos. Make sure you get over to JudgesZone.com, lock in those scores, and just like that, we have the official score for Logan Ashline. Let's check it out. The score for Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash is... it's a 5.652 right now. That is the score to beat. Next up, in that black and green wrecking machine, Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Up and over, making it look easy on 2 BKT tires. When she revs that throttle, Baltimore, she's checking to make sure you guys saw what she just laid down. One more attempt.
One more time, Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. We've been talking about it. The track is an opponent. Starts to get some traction up on the pod. Get to judgeszone.com. Score now.
Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger giving us an excellent first attempt there up on 2 BKT tires. And you can see her fighting in that second attempt to really even make something different of it. We see that track fighting her a little bit. Keep your eyes on the track, Baltimore, because I think we're about to see a lot of changes from this track coming up in the line. But most importantly, you've locked your scores in. Let's check it out. The score. Score to beat right now is held by Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash. It's a 5.652. The score for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger is, check it out, Baltimore, a 6.983. That is your new score to beat. Time to get loud, Baltimore. For your next competitor, John Zimmer in Megalodon. He's filling out the track. This veteran Monster Jam driver is going to show us exactly why he's been behind the wheel for 21 seasons. Sounds like you liked what you saw, Baltimore. Now that is a driver aware of the truck's balance. You can see how control he is. He's making it look easy, that 12,000-pound Megalodon on 2 BKT tires. One attempt remains in the run for John Zimmer.
Shark in the water, John Zimmer, Megalodon. JudgeZone.com, scoring is open.
You know, throughout the runs, no matter what the competition, whenever we see John Zimmer in Megalodon hit that track, you just get such a great feeling of that veteran composure. He is dialed in. He's able to read that track, read the truck, and be able to cater what he's putting out on the track based on all of that. But it's all for your scores. Right now, that current score to beat is held by Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. It's a score of a 6.983. The score for John Zimmer in Megalodon is a 7.575. We have a new leader. Next up, this competitor is off the rails. Let's hear it for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Baltimore, if you saw Triton Robbins in Crazy Train in the season of 2025, then you may be lucky enough to have caught some of those crazy combinations. We'll see if he can throw down for us here today, but talk about a technical driver dialed into that truck. Off the track, Triton Robbins is rebuilding the transmissions of these trucks, so he knows it well, and that might just give him the leg up he needs right here in the two-wheel skills competition. Check it out, success indeed on that first attempt. Great read of the track, great control of the truck, and he still got one more opportunity. Surgical precision here, approaching that pod.
Monster Jam fans, make some noise. Triton Robbins. Crazy Train, able to take all the way down that two-wheel skills across the pod and down the ramp. Let us know what you thought at judgeszone.com.
Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. You know, Baltimore, he played a game of risk and reward here, and your score will determine if it was enough for this young man. But talk about that precision. I mean, he lines up for that second attempt. We see him, and we see that pay off. I mean, this is what I mean when I say this is a must-deliver moment. Triton Robbins reads the moment, pushes the truck to the limit, and all in hopes of those 8 points. We have that current score to beat right now held by Megalodon's John Zimmer. It's a score of a 7.575. The score for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train is Baltimore. It's an 8.879. We have a new leader. Monster Jam fans, as we get closer and closer to crowning the two-wheel skills competition winner, we're also running our St. Jude Ambassador competition. So you guys can scan this QR code right here. Then you pick one of our 8 drivers and make any donation. It could just be $1, even just 4 quarters. It just takes a tiny bit, and that will make a huge difference. Plus, you guys get to have a little bit of fun. Choose your favorite driver, and that will rise your driver to the top. The driver with the most donations under their name at the end of the event will be crowned the St. Jude Ambassador of the event. In Baltimore, in this very minute, you could be the very first person, which means you could have a say in exactly whoever you want to be the St. Jude Ambassador of the event. So far, we haven't got any donations, and that's okay, because if you right now put in $1 to maybe John Zimmer and Megalodon, there you have it. He's the St. Jude ambassador of the event. Remember, all families who work with St. Jude never receive a bill for housing, food, treatment, and more, so that they can focus on being together and being a family. Those are our values right here at Monster Jam today. You can make a difference with Monster Jam and St. Jude. Scan that QR code and pick your favorite driver. He won the JCB Racing Competition. Next up, Cody Saucier in Dragon. Coming off the momentum of a racing win, that's got to set you up for success here in the two-wheel skills competition. But he's up against a high score. We'll see what he lays down on the track to take the win, if you so decide, Baltimore. You see him fighting those track conditions a bit, and of course we see the dry conditions of this track. Now, for some competitions like racing, that dry topsoil is going to really add speed. But for this competition, where we need those BKT tires to get a bite, big air is the way to go. Cody Saucier knows it to be true.
2 attempts for Cody Saucier in Dragon. A little bit of trouble on the first one, makes up for it on the second, but what do you think? Let us know, judgeszone.com.
Now, we got to see, Baltimore, just how smart of a driver Cody Saucier is, you know, starting off his career underneath those trucks, fixing those trucks himself. He reads the track, he identifies that track is pretty dry, and decides to send it for that second move. Right now, he wants to hear who is the biggest Dragon fan in the stands. Cody Saucier giving away that spike of that Dragon. We're going to see if what he laid down on the track was enough. The score for Cody Saucier in Dragon is a solid score is 6.752. Right now, that's good enough for 4th place. 3 trucks still to go here in the two-wheel skills challenge. Triton Robbins and Crazy Train still in the lead with that score of an 8.879. But our remaining 3 competitors look to take over that coveted spot. Can they do it? More two-wheel action headed to the track. Triton Robbins, Crazy Train in the lead. But can his little brother take him out? Make some noise for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy debuts that brand new truck body right here in the CFG Bank Arena. We're going to see if he can lay down some crazy moves right here in the two-wheel skills challenge. I don't know about you, Baltimore. I'm on the edge of my seat for that maneuver. If you're riding with Plain Crazy Airlines, just count on some turbulence. This guy's on a roll. One successful attempt down, and what has he got there for his second maneuver? He knows it's got to be big.
We know you have many choices when you fly. We're glad that you chose Montana Robbins and Plain Crazy. Judgeszone.com, if you liked those moves, scoring is open.
Baltimore, absolute Plain Crazy madness on the track. Seems like you guys liked what you saw. Montana Robbins, the youngest guy in the game, out here making all these two-wheel moves look easy. And this is one of those drivers, too, you can always count on to have a smart read of their truck. That's exactly what he's done here. A successful run, in my opinion. But Baltimore, it's up to you. We got that current score to beat right now, held by his brother, Trayton Robbins, in Crazy Train. It's a score of an 8.879. The score for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy is an 8.968. Baltimore, we have a new leader. Plain Crazy Montana Robbins takes the lead in the two-wheel skills challenge, securing his spot in first place, but two more drivers to go. Can they change the outcome of the competition? We'll see by your scores.
Get loud. It's time for El Toro Loco, two-wheel skills.
MJ Celorio hits the track, taking the win in this competition yesterday, looking to bring that wave of momentum into today's event. But with a brand new track, an all-new competition, we'll see what he's got for us. A great look inside that cab as he pulls up to Montana Robbins and Plain Crazy. He says, look, man, I know you're in the lead, but I ain't scared. He's about to lay it down. Let's see what he's got. Today's potential winner up against yesterday's competition winner. Check it out. Confidence on two BKT tires for MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco. I think you could go get some popcorn and come back. He might still be on two BKT tires, but he's got one attempt remaining, Baltimore. Let's see what he's got. We talk about the track conditions changing, and I believe that's exactly what MJ Celorio's feeling out right now. He's feeling that track. Watch those BKT tires. He sounds ready, Baltimore. He's thrown the steering wheel out the window.
With the steering wheel out the window, look mama, no hands. MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco. Less than 20 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Scoring is open.
MJ Solorio needs your support at judgeszone.com, but apparently he doesn't need the steering wheel. Baltimore, I don't know if you caught that moment. That's out of the track. Reuniting MJ Solorio with that steering wheel. He might need it later, but he didn't need it then. Absolute incredible moves. And of course, up against some really tough runs. Sounds like everyone likes what they saw, but let's take a look at those scores. MJ Solorio coming in with an 8.897. That is good enough for second place. A close score indeed. But Montana Robbins, Plain Crazy, remains in first place. Plain Crazy Montana Robbins holds out that first place spot and only needs to do so for one more competitor. It just so happens to be yesterday's overall event champion, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Plain Crazy Montana Robbins will take on this combo king, who has secured a very good reputation in this competition. Feeling out the track, Baltimore. He's looking for the sweet spot. Having watched 7 competitors before him, the battle of 2 second-generation drivers right here in the Two Wheel Skills Challenge. Gnarly combo, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. All of that just in his first attempt there. Shows you he's dialed in, shows you he's in control. And just when you think it's over, he's got more to offer. So we see him feeling out the track once again. Reading that track, reading that truck.
Baltimore! Scoring is open! John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, laying it down for Two Wheel Skills.
Baltimore, what did you think of the combos? You can see exactly why we've nicknamed John Zimmer Jr. the Combo King. You see his great read on that truck, and he has absolutely got that truck dialed in. You can see his controlled aggression here, and his foot is on that throttle. You see him reading that track. We saw him spin in the moment and saw he had a little more time to go. He's pushing it to that ragged edge. You guys got a tough job ahead of you. Right now, that current score to beat is held by Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. He has a score of an 8.968. The score for John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity is a 9.350. That means your winner of the two-wheel skills challenge, John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity. John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity not only gains those 8 points, but takes that two-wheel skills win. He's adding those scores as first in the series point leader. You can see exactly why he stays there. Consistency is key, and John Zimmer Jr. is a perfect example of that. 2 competitions down, and John Zimmer Jr. is taking that win. Now, we'll see, will he be able to do 2 overalls in one day? Right now, we're celebrating 8 points for John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity. Back on all 4 tires. Baltimore, make some noise. A run like that is the ultimate risk and reward. You can see that body is in pieces. That truck has some damage, but the confidence of the Zimmer team, both John Zimmer Jr. and John Sr., they're going to work on that truck. They're going to get it back, and they're going to have it in freestyle. John Zimmer Jr., your two-wheel skills, a winner, steps outside of that truck, takes that win. And most importantly, Baltimore, the first champion you all helped take the win. Make some noise. John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity.
Holy smokes. We were absolutely losing our minds over here on the side. Take us into the cab of that whole last sequence.
Man, it was a wild ride in there. I knew I was playing with fire getting up here, getting up on one wheel. As soon as it fell over and got on its side, I heard it break something. It was making all sorts of noises in there, but I had my foot buried in it. I was trying to make it come back. Man, it was so close to saving it one revolution, and then I got back into another one. It just didn't work out for me there, but I got a tore-up truck. I got a lot of parts I got to try to fix to get back out here for freestyle, but I could hear you fans screaming, man, and that's what it means the most to me.
Two-wheel skills is definitely something that you absolutely pride yourself on. How did you even think of coming up with something like that, or was it just in the moment? Like, what was your plan going into today's run?
That scenario right there where it just fell over on its side is just completely situational. I have a plan in mind when I set up for these moves, but that truck sometimes takes its own wheel and throws me in some crazy situations. But man, it was sick, like I said, but if y'all thought that was crazy, we're only halfway through and we still got freestyle to go. I know every one of these drivers is going to absolutely throw down and make you guys get even louder than you just were. So don't go anywhere. We got more coming for you guys. It's going to be a good time. Let me hear you make some noise.
One more time, John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity. Keep the energy going for the best trick competition.
Up first, make some noise for Brendan Reardon. Brendan Reardon is from Worcester, Massachusetts, and he's got over 24 years of riding experience. He's a 2017 ISDE gold medalist, and today he's bringing you his best trick on his Honda CRF 450.
It's your time to shine, Baltimore. Make some noise, Brendan Reardon. JudgesZone.com scoring is open.
Brendan Reardon starting off the competition here, and with style, dare I say, man. Scoring is open. Now, this score will set the bar for the rest of the competition, and those 20 seconds go by fast. So, let's check it out. The score for Brendan Reardon is, all right, a 7.114. That is the current score to beat. Up next, put your hands together for Kenny Haskell. Kenny Haskell is from Boston, Massachusetts, and he's been riding since the age of 5. He's raced motocross. He's rode overseas in Japan, Singapore, Argentina, and Brazil, and he's been a part of the Monster Jam family since 2014. Off the track, he's a dad to 2 young boys, and today he's throwing down on his Yamaha YZ 252 stroke.
Sending the first backflip of the competition, Kenny Haskell. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a tough job, but you gotta do it. JudgesZone.com.
All right, Kenny Haskell bringing the heat. A gnarly move here in the best trick competition, and he's looking to knock out his good friend and competitor, Brendan Reardon. But up to you guys to decide if he did enough. Up against that score to beat by Brendan Reardon, it's a 7.114. The score for Kenny Haskell is, check it out, an 8.6. That is enough to take the lead. But coming up next, put your hands together for Kenny Bartram. Kenny Bartram's from Stillwater, Oklahoma, and they call him Cowboy Kenny. He's a 10-time X Games medalist and a 10-time Gravity Games medalist. Today, he's bringing all of his talent right here to the CFG Bank Arena, performing his best trick on his KTM 450.
Throwing a little spice into the backflip attempt, Cowboy Kenny. Less than 20 seconds left to lock in your scores.
Cowboy Kenny, not afraid to just push it to that ragged edge, doing a perfect textbook backflip right here, all in hopes of that top score to walk away with that title. Let's check it out. The score for Kenny Bartram is an 8.621. That is so close, but good enough for second place. Kenny Haskell remains in the lead. But one rider remains here in the competition. Baltimore, make some noise for Josh Hedford. Josh Hedford's from Asheville, North Carolina. He's competed in Nitro Circus and Night of Jumps in Europe. He's been riding with Monster Jam for over 4 years, and today brings you his best trick on his Kawasaki 450.
The tricks this man is able to pull off are insane. Put your hands together, Josh Hedford. Baltimore, scoring is open.
Tough competition out here in the best trick competition. Josh Hedford, though, has been able to walk away with that title. He did it yesterday, but we'll see if he can do it again today, back to back. He's up against that score to beat right now, held by Kenny Haskell. It's a score of an 8.650. The score for Josh Hedford is a 9.790. That means your winner of the best trick competition, Josh Hedford.
Another big congratulations to our best trick winner, but we're not done yet. We still have the FMX Grand Finale. Here's the way it's gonna work. You've seen all of our superstars go one at a time. But how about we line them up and we let them fly all in a train formation. This is gonna be one of the coolest things. Get your phones out, get ready, and make sure you bring the energy when they hit that ramp. Here we go, Baltimore. Let them fly. Round number one. I get it. A little quiet. A little quiet. You need something a little bit more. How about we try this again? We're going to line them up. Let's do something a little crazier. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think we got time. I think we got time for one more. One more time. 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 Make some noise, Brendan Reardon, Kenny Haskell, Cowboy Kenny, and your winner, Josh Hedford. Alrighty, I'm here with your best trick winner. Man, you're like completely undefeated this series so far. What do you attribute to your, like, that consistency every event?
Well, you know, I was practicing a lot. You know, we had like a month and a half off, and I got the opportunity to go practice on like a big square bag, these big inflatable bags, and like kind of learn a couple old tricks I haven't done in a long time. And I've been hitting the yoga classes a lot, trying to stay young and flexible, and that's kind of helping.
Bike maintenance and body maintenance, that's the key, guys. So how do you decide which of the tricks you're going to do? You have the privilege of going last, so do you watch what the competitors do before you?
Yeah, there's like, these guys are throwing down, and I got to go bigger than they do, and you guys are yelling and screaming, so that's why we're here, to just have a good time and put on a show for you guys. So, you know, it all really depends on the fans, but I also try to go big for the guys too, you know, like they'd love it, and I know you guys too. So, are you guys having a good time?
Last thing, the grand finale is crazy because there's so much trust that goes into it. How do you guys work on making sure that you guys have the right spacing and trust to be able to hit your tricks?
Well, all these guys have been riding a really long time since they were little kids, and you know, you just kind of stay in tune with them, and you all kind of link up through our like mental Bluetooth in our brains and just go at it the same way, and hope all is well. So yeah, it's kind of fun because I can see the guys sometimes right off the ramp, and I'm going upside down, and I'm like, well, here we go.
It's a borderline superpower, I'm telling you. Well, let's make some noise and a big congratulations, Josh Hedford. Monster Jam fans, this is the pinnacle of the event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle.
Monster Jam fans, that clock is paused at 62 seconds. A heart-racing moment for Kristen Anderson as a competitor, but of course, for us as well on the edge of our seats. We're going to see if she's able to refire and fill that clock. Again, a nerve-wracking moment, waiting for word from our Monster Jam officials on Kristen Anderson here in Gravedigger. You saw her hat out the gate, ready to kick off the competition. She sounds good, Baltimore. She's back in action. Kristen Anderson kicking off freestyle. time on the track. The clock is paused, but I'm getting word that concludes the run, which means scoring is open for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. You see 23 seconds left on the clock, but she's eligible for a score. So Baltimore, head to judgeszone.com, score what you've seen so far. We see her hot out that gate, and it takes a focused competitor. Dial back in, quickly deliver, and you saw her do just that. Not afraid of that throttle, and there are just some freestyle runs that sound good, and I can say that confidently about Kristen Anderson. Her throttle rhythm every time she hits the track. And we got the scores locked in. You see her, she's upset. She wanted to keep going. That Kristen Anderson, we know she's driving that truck till it can't be driven anymore. That's exactly what happened here today. She's depending on those Monster Jam Gravedigger fans. Let's check it out. The score for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger is, it's a 7.281, a solid score to kick us off. And right now, that score to beat. First to go in the competition, Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger securing that top spot, and the score to beat is 7.281. With the rest of the lineup still to come, we'll see how long she can hold on to that top score and that top spot. Remember, at the end of freestyle, that winner of the competition will add 8 more points to their score. So get your smartphones ready at judgeszone.com. Lock in as our drivers battle it out for that BKT Overall Event Championship. Next up, it's time to party. It's Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash.
The pony does not come to play. Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. It's party time. Scoring is open.
Logan Ashline, it's Sparkle Smash. She says it's time to party, and nothing says that like confetti all over the freestyle track. But man, oh man, we've got to talk about this young woman. She's taking risks out here, and we are watching it in real time. You guys saw her hit that pod, major air. A fantastic freestyle run for Logan Ashline, and we've got your scores locked in. She's up against that score to beat by Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger, which is a score of a 7.281. The score for Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash is a 7.928. We have a new score to beat. Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash takes the lead, the top of the leaderboard here in the freestyle competition. But she's got to hang on to that top score for the rest of our competitors. Can she do it? Or will these next riders snag that spot and that top score right away from her? I know this next driver has got that in mind. Make some noise for John Zimmer in Megalodon.
Taking a bite out of the competition, John Zimmer, Megalodon. Last time to give Megalodon some love, scoring is open.
John Zimmer in Megalodon out here just showing you guys exactly how it's done. We see him fill that entire freestyle run. And really everything in that run flows together. And to be able to have that smooth transition, I mean, that speaks to the experience that John Zimmer has behind the wheel of one of these Monster Jam trucks. And you can see how he keeps that momentum continuous throughout that entire run. We're going to see exactly what you guys thought. We got the scores locked in. The score for John Zimmer in Megalodon is a solid score, a 7.651. Right now, good enough for second place. Monster Jam fans, as we get closer to crowning our freestyle competitor, it's time we crown our St. Jude Ambassador of the event. Let's take a look at the results. Your St. Jude Ambassador for today's event is Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. She's received the most donations under her name and will walk away with that title of St. Jude Ambassador of the event. Now remember, if you were able to donate during this time, you absolutely played a role in Kristen walking away with that title. But if not, scan that QR code. It is never too late for you to make a difference for a family in need. Remember, we're fighting the fight against childhood cancer with Monster Jam and St. Jude. Let's see those Toro horns in the air for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco. 1 year ago today, MJ Solorio completed his first ever Morgan & Morgan backflip right in the CFG Bank Arena. We'll see if it can bring him some momentum, some good luck, and a crazy freestyle. Baltimore, is this it? Could he be lining up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp? One year to the date.
How'd you like that, Baltimore? MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco.
Baltimore, 1 year to the date. 1 year ago, MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco completed his first backflip ever. Today, he comes back with a champion mindset. The evolution of this young man's career. It all comes down to this moment right here. He's up against that score to beat, currently held by Logan Ashline in a Sparkle Smash at the score of a 7.928. The score for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco is a 9.331. Baltimore, you got yourselves a new leader. A cinematic moment in this young man's career. He returns to the exact place on the exact day and throw down a freestyle run like that. I mean, talk about growth, and it's all here. In the name of you Monster Jam fans, MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco takes the lead in freestyle. All aboard! Baltimore, make some noise for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train.
Little knockdown, but never out. It's Triton Robbins, Crazy Train. Lots of trouble, but was able to fix the train to be back on the track for all of you guys. Let us know what you thought at judgeszone.com.
Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. You heard Carlos say it. They were rolling up their sleeves, but he comes out, does an absolute fantastic freestyle. Now, this is efficient driving. He doesn't scrub at an unnecessary speed, but we see every hit clean and controlled. We see his technical knowledge really coming into play here in the freestyle competition. You've locked in your scores. Let's check it out. The score for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train is... all right, a 7.434. Right now, that's good enough for 4th place. 3 trucks still to come here in the freestyle competition. And much like Triton Robbins, if you remember Carlos, our pit reporter, telling us about this recent story, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity also during halftime rolled up his sleeves with the help of his dad, worked on that Monster Jam truck. They hustled, they moved, all to make it out for this moment right here. You gotta have your truck freestyle ready, and they've worked tirelessly to do so. So I want you guys to make some noise, give a big welcome when we see him hit the track here for that freestyle run. As a crew, as technicians, they gotta do the most to get this truck out here. And it's all for that freestyle run. One more shot at 8 points. John Zimmer Jr. hits the track, freestyle ready. Baltimore, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. What do you think, Baltimore? You think he's ready to fire? No, Baltimore, I said, are you ready?
In the nick of time, makes it out onto the track. John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Scoring is open.
Baltimore, a clean execution. You see intentional, efficient, disciplined moves by this young driver. He's looking to ride the wave of momentum from that two-wheel win, but man, oh man, it is a battle to get there. Tough to stay on top, but even harder to stay there. So we've got your scores locked in. That current score to beat held by MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco of a 9.331. The score for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity is a solid score, but an 8.663. That is good enough for second place. Check out that freestyle leaderboard. MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco hangs on to that first place spot. A score of a 9.331 is the score to beat. He's very close to a freestyle win, but only 2 drivers stand in his way. Baltimore, if you've been scoring for all competitions, we love to see that energy from our Monster Jam fans. But remember, it's never too late to join in on the scoring. You could become an official judge right now for freestyle. Points matter the most right now for our 8 superstars. So make sure you've got a say in Monster Jam history, and you've got a say in who's walking away with that BKT overall event trophy. As we total the points, only 1 driver will be lucky enough to walk away. And with JudgesZone.com, you can have a say. Next up, prepare for takeoff. It's Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy.
And that is my kind of flight. Montana Robbins, Plain Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, get out your seats, pull out the phones, and score now.
Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy, absolutely throwing it down in that 12,000-pound plane out on the track. And let me tell you, we see a really good example here of exactly how you can manage a freestyle run. He never loses control of that truck. He makes sure his placement is disciplined, he's in control, and he is commanding that track. We're going to see what the scores mean. We've got them totaled up. The score for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy is a solid score, an 8.339. Right now, that is good enough for 3rd place. Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy flies into 3rd, securing his spot in the top 3. El Toro Loco, MJ Solorio still in the lead and the closest he's been to a freestyle win in today's event. But 1 driver stands in his way of that freestyle win, a potential winner, and of course, 1 more driver to go. It's none other than Cody Saucier in Dragon.
One more time, make some noise. Cody Saucier in Dragon. Only a couple seconds left. Lots to score on that run at judgeszone.com.
Cody Saucier, driver of Dragon. He's tired after that, dusting the dirt off, but man, oh man, this is what I'm talking about. When we see these smart drivers behind the wheel, he's thinking about how that run ends, but still spacing his hits intentionally, getting some big air, and of course, in control of that Dragon the entire time. We have your scores locked in. Let's check it out. The score for Cody Saucier in Dragon is a solid score, an 8.288. That lands him in 4th place. Baltimore, that means your winner of the freestyle competition and your overall event champion, MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco. 1 year ago to the date, MJ Celorio completed his first ever Monster Jam backflip, and 1 year later comes to claim that trophy. Baltimore, you helped him get to the top of that pod and hold that trophy. Show him some love, MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco. A sweet victory for this young man, not only on the 25th anniversary of El Toro Loco, but of course, in the very first place, he pulled off a Monster Jam backflip.
1 year ago today, you hit one of those, and I think you did a pretty good job again here today. How's it feel, man?
You know, this was absolutely amazing. I told y'all earlier during trackside, Baltimore is a special place for me. 1 year ago today, I landed my very first Monster Jam backflip right here in this arena. And heck, why not do it again a year later? But this time, we're coming home with a trophy, baby. We're climbing up that ladder. We're chasing first place on that series. A toda mi gente, te dije antes, yo soy el único latino aquí este fin de semana representando a todos ustedes. Si tienen un sueño, que sí se puede. Yo empecé como todos ustedes y todos esos niños. Yo solamente tenía un sueño. Baltimore, I told y'all we're coming out of them bucket shoots hot, and I think we lived up to that. I got a crunched up truck, but we got the best body tech in the back. He's gonna get this thing looking good for tonight. Did y'all have fun or what?
Crazily enough, you actually tied for the overall. But the way that it works, you win that freestyle competition, you get a higher score, and you lock in that, not only the freestyle win, but the overall win as well. What does it mean to be in such a competitive field of drivers and being able to one-up them all today and get the win?
You know, it's no easy feat coming out here. We've got such a stacked lineup when it comes down to this series between Cody, John Zimmer Sr., John Zimmer Jr., the Robbins boys. It is not easy to come home with a win, so you just got to strap in a little extra tight and fly a little higher. Y'all could have been anywhere else tonight, but y'all chose to be right here at Monster Jam on a Saturday afternoon so I could come out here and live my dream. Thank y'all for coming out and spending your hard-earned money. Get home safe, and we'll see you next time!
Hey, big congratulations to MJ Celorio in El Toro Loco, who takes home that overall event championship trophy, and of course is one step closer to that automatic bid to Monster Jam World Finals 25 in Salt Lake City. Tickets are on sale now at monsterjam.com. Plan your 4th of July weekend because we want to see you there. But whether you tuned in on to the live stream or joined us right here in the CFG Bank Arena, we want to thank you so much for being a part of our Monster Jam event. We truly couldn't do it without you guys. So on your way out, make sure you stop at those Monster Jam merchandise stands. Take a piece of Monster Jam home with you. We've got the latest Spin Master diecast trucks and so much more. But on behalf of my entire team and my co-host, Carlos Sparks, my name is Keaton Stewart, and we'll see you at the next Monster Jam.